A topic my son brought up to me. He said, "Dad, you got to talk about these young guys talking about we done with the 90s." All right, you say you're done with the 90s because the play, in your opinion, was subpar, and that Michael Jordan wasn't that good, and Isaiah Thomas wasn't that good. I'm gonna get a little personal. If they weren't that good, then why didn't your granddad play? Why didn't your dad make it? If they were so trash, think about it. Have you ever played with a professional in any sport? In the time that they played, they were professional to the highest level of professionalism, skill, mentality. Now, the footage that these guys are showing are hand-picked turnovers and just bad plays. And you got to say, well, okay, yeah, there were some bad spots. You got a couple of air balls. Michael Jordan shot an air ball here, hit the side of the backboard there. But I would have to say, you can do the same thing for today's game. I'm done with today. You saw what Ant-Man just did to John Collins. Is John Collins trash for getting dunked on like that? If you're done with the 90s, I'm done with the 2020s. These all-stars missing layups, getting blocked by the rim. Who are you to criticize anyone? If anything, you would say today's game has advanced a little bit. But man, see, I'm the beneficiary. We had a talk today on the Decade Show on the NGB TV network. We're talking about the generations. I was able to see the transition from the male man type of blue collar type of roughneck 70s and 80s basketball, where you were enamored by the Buck Williams type player, the Benard King type player. Pancho Perry has a one-on-one series going on. We had Benard King versus Carmelo Anthony. And you have to look and you say, well, Carmelo had more handles. That's just because the game changed. Pistol Pete was doing all those things, but coaches were not allowing that type of activity. So you didn't see the flash because coaches will sit you down for all that hot dogging. You see today, all that ball holding in black hole, the ball doesn't get moved around because you want to see a show. You want to see an and one mixtape show. Rodney Saw said the apex of the NBA happened already. It can only go down now. They say MJ can't go left. Did they watch the games, man? MJ did whatever he wanted. MJ got to his spots. Have you ever watched Benard King explain his game?
I broke the game down into various different elements, into fractions, as I would call it. Say from baseline to the top of the key, I looked at it as a grid. That grid comprised 22 spots. And you would never, ever see me shoot from anywhere else other than one of those 22 spots.
Professionals do what they need to do. Michael Jordan went left when he had to go left. If your spot is the right baseline, turn around, fade away, that's where you're going to go. And then when they take it away, you go to the left and you go left-hand lay. Watch the film, man. Don't watch the highlights and lowlights, man. Bruce said too many Al Bundys out here getting better and better each year after they're done playing, have no clue what they're talking about.
Ever hear of Al Bundy? Poke high, all city, 4 touchdowns in one game.
I watched it, man. I watched Karl Malone hit 12 of 15 from that little corner shot. And it was basic, but it was butter. I watched Tim Duncan, fundamentally sound, get 35 and 15. Kobe played. LeBron played. LeBron will tell you, NBA players, except for Gilbert Arenas, most NBA players respect the 90s. These internet trolls, again, how come your grandfather didn't make it? I'm sure your grandfather said, man, them boys was tough. I couldn't make it because everybody was so good. Connie Hawkins and Dr. J, all these guys, man. As G said, in today's game, you have the Euro step. Travel, no fundamentals, and it's terrible. Somebody sent me something today where a guy did a double step back sideways with a long gather. I said, Rodney Sauce, call the travel. We're going the other way. Walk. NBA Cypher fact, but they're quick to degrade other eras with blooper videos. The ratings say most fans are done with the current NBA. Y'all saw the All-Star game? That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Compete, man. Rodney Saw said they had role players then because teams were actually built to suit the strengths and weaknesses of their star players. So when a guy came off the bench with a ball spot, that's what it is. If everybody was trash, your dad would have made it. These players don't get picked up in the backcourt, don't have to play post defense, and are mentally protected by the flagrant foul penalty. We can literally watch a game right now and watch both teams miss jump shots for 6 to 8 minutes of the game. So all you youngsters that think old heads couldn't play, I beg to differ.